Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, folks.
Yeah.
Immigration, big topic, right?
Huge.
Yeah, always lots of questions around it. We found an incredible story, a family actually, that landed in a new country and, well, they really made it work.
Oh,
They
yeah.
built a life, found stability, even got citizenship,
Yeah.
all within, get this, 6 years,
Wow, that's impressive.
right? So we're going to break it down, see what they did, what we can all learn from them, even if, you're not planning to pack your bags right this minute.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack here, even for folks who are, firmly planted where they are.
Exactly. So first things first, this family, they talk a lot about relationships.
Yeah, that seems to be kind of a cornerstone of their approach, wouldn't you say?
Totally. They were really intentional about like who they connected with,
Hmm.
surrounding themselves with, supportive people, people who champion their dreams, that kind of thing.
Right, and I think that's something we often overlook, the power of a good support system.
Especially when you're starting fresh in a whole new place. It's got to
Yeah.
be so, I don't know, isolating.
Isolating and
Yeah.
overwhelming. Everything's different. The language, maybe, the customs, just the way things work. Having those allies, those cheerleaders in your corner, it can make all the difference.
It's like that saying, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly. And this family, they definitely went far and fast. 6 years to citizenship? That's remarkable.
It is. And speaking of, setting yourself up for success, they were really adamant about choosing the right immigration path from the start.
Oh, absolutely. I can't stress that enough.
They did their homework, like
Yeah.
big time. Researching visas, residency options, the whole 9 yards.
Which is so important because, making the wrong choice there, it can lead to, it can create a lot of roadblocks down the line.
I'm thinking of it like building a house.
Right.
If the foundation's shaky, the whole thing's going to be unstable.
Exactly. And it can take, so much longer to sort things out later on. You're better off, like they did, taking the time up front, maybe even talking to an immigration lawyer to make sure you're on the right track from day one.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
And you know what else they stressed?
Let me guess. Networking.
You got it. They were big believers in networking strategically, as a way to open doors.
Which makes sense, right? When you're new somewhere, connections are everything.
But I got to say, networking, that's always felt a little, I don't know, intimidating to me, even in my own city.
I get it. It can feel a bit awkward, right? Like you're asking for favors or something.
Yeah, exactly. Any tips from the family on how to make it less, I don't know, cringy?
Well, they actually recommend starting with your existing network, which kind of takes the pressure off, right?
Makes sense.
Think about it, old friends, colleagues, maybe even those distant relatives you haven't spoken to in forever.
Hmm.
You never know. Someone might have a connection in your target country or know someone who does. It's all about leveraging those existing relationships.
It's amazing who you know sometimes, right?
Exactly. And then from there, you can branch out. Join online communities, related to your field or your interests, go to events, that sort of thing.
So, yeah, being proactive is key. Putting yourself out there.
Definitely. But there's a balance, right? The family also talked about the importance of, independence.
Right. Not just relying on others, but building your own, self-sufficiency.
Exactly. It's like you want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, make your own decisions, not be constantly dependent on handouts or favors.
Finding that sweet spot, I guess, between accepting help and blazing your own trail.
Exactly. Now, something else that's super important, and they were very clear about this, legality.
Yeah, no cutting corners, right?
Absolutely not. They actually contrasted their own experience, which was all, by the book, with a friend of theirs who tried to take shortcuts and ended up facing some serious consequences.
Oof, that's got to be tough.
It is, and it's a good reminder that, building a sustainable life in a new country, it requires a solid foundation. And that includes following the rules, respecting the legal processes.
It's like you can't build a house on sand, right? It might look okay for a while, but eventually it's going to crumble.
Exactly. So, yeah, solid foundation, legally, and they also talked about this a lot in terms of knowledge.
Like knowing your stuff.
Yes, learning about the local culture, the job market, even your rights as an immigrant.
It's funny. I was talking to a friend who's thinking about moving abroad, and they were like, I'm so overwhelmed. Where do I even start?
I bet. And that's where this family's advice is so valuable, right? They really emphasize the importance of, empowering yourself through knowledge.
So you're not just wandering around in the dark, basically.
The more you know about the system, the culture, the more prepared you'll be to navigate any challenges that come up.
Okay, so you've got your support system, you've picked your path, you're doing your research, you're networking. But even with all that, there are going to be bumps in the road, right?
Oh, absolutely. This family, they're very realistic about that. They faced their fair share of setbacks, but they never gave up.
6 years. That's dedication.
It is, and it speaks to their resilience, their patience. They understood that, challenges are often just temporary roadblocks on a much longer journey.
And it's a journey, that's for sure. I keep thinking of it like a marathon.
Ooh, I like that analogy. You've got to pace yourself, conserve your energy, and most importantly, have the mental fortitude to keep going even when you hit that wall.
And it's way easier to run a marathon with a cheering squad, right?
Yeah.
Which brings us back to that whole community aspect.
So true. The family really emphasized finding your tribe, so to speak.
Those people who get it,
Mm.
who you can vent to, celebrate with,
Yeah. Exactly. Whether it's through a religious group, a cultural organization, a hobby club, anything, really. It's about finding that sense of belonging, which is crucial when you're far from everything familiar.
creating that home away from home feeling.
Exactly. And then finally, and this is a big one, they stress the importance of staying focused on your goals
Yeah, laser focus.
because it's so easy to get sidetracked, especially with something as complex as immigration. There are always a million things going on, a million decisions to make. Having that clear vision of what you want to achieve and holding on to it, it can keep you grounded, keep you moving forward, even when it feels tough.
Like having a compass,
Yeah,
right? Always pointing you in the right direction.
perfect analogy. So there you have it, the wisdom of a family who really made it work.
Inspiring stuff, seriously.
Resilience, planning, community. It's a powerful combination.
And a reminder that with the right mindset and a little bit of luck,
Yeah.
maybe a lot of hard work, big dreams can come true.
They really can. And you know what? I think these lessons, they apply even if you're not planning to immigrate. Thinking about, say, a career change or any big life goal, how can you be intentional about your relationships, your knowledge, your resilience? It's something to ponder, isn't it?
Lots to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time.